So my last video didn't do particularly well, but I'm kind of okay with it. I knew this video was not gonna be at the top half of my videos. And I published it clearly knowing that, and I feel okay with where the video is now. By running a simple exercise of just answering 5 questions, takes less than 5 minutes, and I just wanted to share that with you. Here's my pre-mortem video list. So what even is a pre-mortem? If you worked in a team, in a startup or anything like that, you might have heard the term post-mortem. After a launch, in particular if something went wrong, the team might come together and do a post-mortem. Analyze what went wrong, what were the mistakes, what was overlooked, to understand the problem and hopefully fix it for the future. But I kind of just turned this on its head, asking myself these questions before a video goes live, and to be curious about what the video will do, see how it resonates, and give me crucial insights if this video even belongs on my channel or not. It's a simple mindset shift away from fear and negativity towards curiosity and open-mindedness and finding clarity. So the first question, is this clearly for solo creators in the messy middle? That is the audience group that I chose for the channel for right now. And obviously you substitute whatever target audience you want to have. Is this video clearly for blank? That is how you can write that down. And answering this base layer question is very frequently overlooked, even for myself. And even understanding who your audience is takes time. But knowing who you want to attract and answering this question with a strong yes or no gives you a clear indicator if this video belongs on your channel or not, or maybe it is an experiment and you do something on purpose differently. And so that already gives you a very, very strong insight to where this video will land on the spectrum between 1 and 10. And then the next question is, does this connect to other videos on the channel? I think as creators, we often tend to look at one video at a time. That is what we're focused on. That's what we're producing. That is where all our headspace goes, the next video. Without thinking about the whole back catalog that we have on the channel. That's one unique advantage of YouTube, of building this library of content that is way more evergreen than swipe content. And so if you start thinking about your channel as a show, as a library, as something that people come back to over and over again, it becomes much more cohesive and you start building a much, much stronger audience. I'm sure you've experienced that before, where you discover a video and soon you go through the whole list of videos they published before, because it gives you that same sensation, that same feeling, and you just want a little bit more of it. And once you start making videos that connect to others, you really start building a much stronger brand, a much stronger affinity to what you do, and a much clearer picture of what your content stands for, what your channel means to people. And so having this question in there makes it so obvious what the title should be. Maybe there's maybe something similar there that connects to it, or which video they should link to, which video should reference, all those things. And it's just like, it gives me a good perspective of, is this a one-off experiment? Is this something new? Am I trying something here? Or is this a continuation of a series, right? Question 3, does this appeal to core casual new viewers? That's a concept I borrowed from Paddy Galloway. He talks about this, I think, on every podcast that he goes on. But the idea is that you have a core group of people that watch your content no matter what. You have casual viewers who might watch a video here and there. They might be interested in the topic, but they're not like diehard fans. And then you have new viewers that have never heard of you, never seen you, might not even care about the topic, but somehow they see the video and they click on it, hopefully. So does this packaging, does the video appeal to all three layers of these people? And how does it speak to them? That is such a great filter for designing packaging and also choosing which one to put out there, because I often end up with way too many options for titles and thumbnails. And like asking myself this question is really good. And like, okay, this is where we're going to start. And if things go wrong, which we'll talk about in the next step, we might choose one of these options. And again, thinking about this holistically in your whole channel perspective just builds a much stronger relationship between you and the audience. This next question is where I've been scarily accurate in predicting where a video will land. How will this video perform? What is going to be the outcome? And I mean, I believe, over 50 videos on the channel. So I guess I have a good grasp, but I've spent a lot of time in the metrics dashboard recently. And so I know what a top performer is for me and what an underperformer is in terms of raw numbers. And so the last couple of videos since I've been doing that, I've been like, yeah, this is going to be 3 out of 10. And sure thing, it was a 3 out of 10. So that's been quite an interesting experience, that not every video has to be a banger. Not every video is going to be like a mass appeal video that gets clicked immediately, but maybe it's a longer tail video, or it is a very specific search-based video that is important for the channel, but it's not going to blow up immediately, something like that. And looking at the raw numbers is one way of measuring success, obviously. But the other half of this question is, what is the outcome of this? I think is very often completely overlooked and just happens serendipitously. But every video release, every piece of content you put out there has the ability to open doors, to make something possible that wasn't possible before. Maybe you connect with a new guest. Maybe a brand partner sees this video and wants to work with you. Maybe you get invited to an event because of this video. Maybe you just connect with somebody who becomes an amplifier to your channel and shares your video, your channel in their newsletter, for example. All these things are outcomes from publishing something that you cannot measure in raw numbers, and that you might not even hear about until way, way down the line. So I think thinking about these two things in combination is very interesting. Where will this land in raw numbers? And what impact do I want this video to have? Because it also can mean not just like what doors does it open for you, but what impact will it have for the viewer? And that, again, informs a packaging choice, right? By knowing what transformation it can have for the viewer, you can much clearer choose a title and thumbnail. And the last question is my favorite one. For what reason might this video still fail? Because despite your best efforts, despite pouring your heart and soul into this could still fail. This could still tank. This could still completely underperform and not connect with the people that you want to connect with. Maybe it's a holiday and your core group of people they're just all out and about and not watching YouTube. That is very, very possible. Maybe there is some big trend or hype cycle going on that is more important, that is more urgent than the video you just put out. Maybe there's 1,000 reasons why a video might still fail despite being it really good and being for a specific group of people. And writing just a few lines there for each video about why it might still fail has been really the reason for me that I've been much more relaxed at looking at YouTube Studio. It's just like what I do is one part, but there's a whole outside world that I have no influence over that affects how the video performs, what impact it has, where it lands on the leaderboard. And so these are my 5 questions that I ask now before every release. And I was really shocked how accurate I was in predicting where videos will land and how much it helped me in feeling more content with what I put out. Instead of spiraling downward when something doesn't go according to plan, I know what to do, or it is exactly where I expect it to be, or I'm really excited because it overperforms where I thought it would be. So it removes the surprises because I already went through all of the possibilities in my head, making it much clearer, making it much simpler, and taking away the stress. I'm not confronted with an unknown situation. I've already thought through all the options before and can react calmly according to what it actually says on the dashboard. So I hope you're gonna try this for yourself, at least for one video, but make it part of your routine. Put it in your Notion, your bullet journal, your Milanote, wherever you plan content. And before you hit publish next time, ask yourself these questions. Go through them one by one and just take a minute each to give a thoughtful answer to that. Take away the fear and be led by curiosity. And really, if you do, let me know in the comments down below how it changed your approach to making videos, how you felt about it, and if you've been able to predict where your video will land. Okay, that's it from me this week. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions that you want answers, drop them down below. Shoot me a DM on any social. Let's keep this creator support chat going. And I'll see you next time.